Hi, my name is Sierra Dawson and I am the creator of the Speak Environment podcast. One thing that I'm trying to do more of in 2025 is bring the podcast outside and get out into some of the natural areas around me and do some more experiential learning here on Instagram. Today I'm out at Chip Ross Natural Area here in Corvallis, Oregon, where I live. And if you know anything about Oregon and its weather, it has been raining. So I decided to take advantage of a nice, beautiful day and come outside. It also just so happens to be Oregon Invasive Species Awareness Week. And because I work with invasive species around the state, I want to talk to you today about invasive annual grasses. Invasive annual grasses are a problem across many regions in the United States, and Oregon is no exception. A lot of the grasses in Oregon actually didn't originate in Oregon and were brought over for cultivation purposes, either for livestock feed or for grass seed or for cultivation and things like that. But as a lot of invasive species do, you put them in one place and then they decide, I want to explore, and then they just escape cultivation and go into natural areas. And then boom, before you know it, you have a brand new invasion on your hands. Annual grasses specifically are a really big problem in Oregon because annual means that they do their entire lifespan in a single year. So they grow, produce seed, die back in a year. I know when I was learning some of the invasive annual grasses here in Oregon, I had this misconception that they should all be small and short because they're annual, but that is not the case. Invasive annual grasses can look like this, silver hairgrass, or they can also look like this. Notice that these species can get pretty tall compared to little silver hairgrass here, and they're all annual. These two grasses I have in my hand are both different species of brome, but they are both invasive annual grasses. This is Bromus hordeaceus, and this is Bromus diandrus. So whether the invasive annual grasses are this tall or this tall, the impact can be pretty similar. Overall, invasive annual grasses are a problem here in Oregon for a couple of different reasons. They already have a better chance of outcompeting our native bunch grasses that are perennials. But another really big problem here in Oregon is that these little guys right here can increase fire risk. All across the United States, we adopted a policy of fire suppression and fire exclusion in the late 19th century, early 20th century. And because we have excluded fire from our landscapes, especially here in Oregon, it means that once fire does happen, it's going to burn at a really high intensity. And little grasses like this, our invasive annual grasses, thrive in a fire-excluded landscape. Historically, a natural fire regime would have helped keep these guys in check and make sure that they're not able to invade and take over a whole landscape. So moral of the story is not all grasses are created the same, and some of them can actually be pretty harmful for the ecosystems that they're in. And also know that there is a whole subset of scientists that are studying fire ecology and how fire can actually be used as a management tool historically, like indigenous populations already did before settlement. So if you didn't know, now you know.